All right, guys, we're going live today with the E-flite Night Timber X, and we've got Richard over here flying, and one of his neighbors over here, he decided to, Jim, he said that he wanted to see this thing fly, so we're going to show it to him. We've got the UMX Timber X that we were just flying, and he saw that, he liked it, so we're going to show him this thing. Go ahead, Richard.
Oh, that really takes off quick. It's so much nicer with the slats on it.
It is.
So what does this one get for run time?
About 5 minutes the way he's flying it. You can stretch it to around 7 to 10 minutes, but
So what's your range of flying out?
further than you can
it?
see.
Oh, further than you can see?
Yeah. For the most part, as far as flying RC stuff, or really any RC stuff, if you can't see it, you're probably out of range, or you still have range, you just can't tell to get it back.
So you got a camera then on there too that,
Nope.
that sees what
And that's why you have to fly it where you can see it.
okay.
The way we're semi-regulated by the FAA is that it has to be line of sight. If you can't see it, it's illegal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But as far as RC planes go, if you can't see it, you probably can't fly it anyway. So you just got to try to keep it in your line of sight.
Because I know the brother-in-law, he's got one that camera on his phone or whatever that he can see.
Yeah.
That he can fly it out there that you can't see it, but you can see it on the camera.
And as far as this one goes, you can put a camera on it. You can fly it what's called FPV with goggles on your face, but this is one of those planes where it's really easy to fly, and it's kind of, I wouldn't necessarily call it a trainer plane, but it is a trainer 3D plane. So if you wanted to get into it, there are some other planes, there's even simulators I can recommend, but if you're looking for a good, I can confidently say a durable plane, this is a good option as well.
I'm surprised it lands that good in the grass like that.
Yeah. It is a bush plane, so.
I figured they'd be a lot more chippier than that.
Yeah, I can tell you I wouldn't fly it like this, but he's been flying for a lot longer than I have.
What about the real big ones like a 6-foot wingspan?
He's got one in the camper.
I have 8-foot wingspan in the camper.
So what are they get flight time? They get
You can get upwards of 10 to 20 minutes, and you
Are
can
they
also
running
get,
electric too or gas?
yeah,
Electric.
both.
Electric.
The ones we have currently are all electric, but you can get gas ones. Believe it or not, gas ones fly a lot longer than electric ones, most of the time.
Don't have as much power.
So they have half the power sometimes.
Oh really? So I suppose because of extra weight and all that?
Yeah. Well, the electric, you're limited to your battery power. You know, gas is a lot more, what would you call it? It's definitely not eco-friendly, but they're, you're able to store a lot more fuel for the weight. So it's a lot more efficient, I should say, as far as an RC plane being able to fly.
Yeah, he's got some big ones with a big wingspan, but I think his are all on fuel.
Yeah. So
This thing can take off on like nothing.
you can also trim grass when you need it.
There's something around.
He had to be basically land kind of on a strip or blacktop or something with them big ones.
Yeah.
That he was doing anyway.
And that's what this plane is meant to do, or meant to be able to do, is, you know, stay up on the prop. You're basically hanging from the prop the whole time. This is a 3D plane, or at least an intro to one.
I'll go last. Real
Just
slow.
watch the trees, because that looks so close to
I
it.
promise you it's not.
It's so hard to tell.
Kind of deceiving, eh?
Yeah, we'll go as
Kinda
slow
like-
as she can go without hovering.
So he'll hover too?
Oh, easily.
Oh, yeah.
Come out of it. Back into forward flight. Or you can hover and it's got enough power to
Only you, Richard,
What?
can explain what you're doing as you're doing it and still be able to go into something else.
Do not lose control over.
Yeah. There's a lot of really good flyers at our field too, but they're all like, don't talk. And I'm decent at it, but I don't want anybody talking.
Here, let's see if we can like jump this little bump right here. So just like line it up and jump the bump. Yep.
They're pretty good.
We need somebody with a really long trailer to come out here so we can just land on the roof.
Oh, yeah.
Do like a stop and go on the roof.
I'd land on my own roof if it was in a different spot.
True.
Go on side. Turn around and go the other way while staying on our side.
This time we're not at the airfield. We're actually at his mobile home park, and decided to take out this thing. Good practice flights. The dogs haven't noticed it yet.
Bella doesn't care. She's used to it. Let's just go slow and drop it in.
When the dog comes through.
You might check the timer on the flight. You got 3 seconds to spare.
Oh, so that tells you the control and everything, how much time you got left?
We just set a timer based on experience.
Okay.
I'll land and I'll show it to you. It actually is live telemetry of what you've got going on. So we have battery voltage, amperage that we've used, temperature inside of the battery, temperature inside the controller for the motor.
And this one, it's hard to see now, but it actually has lights all through the wings too.
So like there's still 60% left. I could fly this for another 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I haven't really been doing 3D.
My turn.
Here you go.
Don't crash.
So the more you torque it and the more you
The more you use the throttle, the quicker she
quicker
dies.
she'll draw down.
Like, I've got basically it's a Cessna 150 inside with a 84-inch wingspan. You could fly it at 90% throttle for 10 minutes, but if you come out of it, you could fly it for 15 or 20 minutes.
Okay, so we do have safe.
You do have safe.
Awesome.
That's
So
the
safe
other.
is basically
Can you-
where if you say
You
you
can,
have the plane on its side, you can flick a switch and it'll come back to level.
oh,
So it is kind of a beginner plane in that aspect, but a lot of E-Flight stuff has come out with that lately.
How about you get it all out of whack, like upside down or whatever, and then flick it and just don't touch anything. Brings it right back to level.
so is there a distance you can set for height or length too on them or not?
Nope.
Nope, it's basically so,
Seaplane, fly plane.
yeah.
You see it, fly it, huh?
So I'm upside down, it's going to try to correct itself. If I'm upside down, it'll bring itself back to level. So if I lost orientation of it, you know, if you get too far, most of the time you can tell what direction the plane's going, but if you can't figure it out, you can get it back to level, and it limits your bank angle and stuff.
It won't let you bank any further than about where it's at right now, no matter what you do. So you can't get too out of whack.
Especially when you're first probably flying it and learning it, huh?
When you're learning which way the sticks goes and all that kind of stuff, it's really nice to have.
I learned when simulators didn't exist.
Yeah.
You learned by crashing.
Oh.
Nowadays you can just buy a computer program. Should be able to see the lights in it now that the sun's starting to set.
That's pretty neat. I use this to go chase deer down.
You could. Just scare them off.
We occasionally chase birds around the
You
field.
see a deer 200 yards out and chasing towards you?
We'll chase the birds when they're flying around where we usually go.
You don't got no hawk or anything that tries to take it down?
It'll win.
Actually, we've had a few bats chase this thing last night or the night before.
We were flying it in that big thunderstorm, but when there was no wind or rain.
Yeah, I suppose you got to watch the wind too a little bit, huh?
At one point, it was probably blowing, what, 20?
At least 30 mile an hour, yeah.
You know, it'll fly in it. It's just up to you how you want to fly it. It's not going to go as fast one way as it does the other,
Yeah.
and it's
I
not going
didn't
to
know
be
if
as
you get a little
stable.
crosswinds and that hooking on her.
You just land it into the wind. You know, you can go slow enough that it doesn't really matter.
It's hard for me to judge the ground up.
I can tell. I think the left elevator light's not on.
Yeah, we never plugged it back in from last night.
Oh,
Or from the other night when you were, doing full,
fully yeet.
full yeet, we can call it. It's a pretty light plane. You want to move it so you can...
Yeah, I thought they'd be a little heavier than that. But
It's not set up, but you can get reverse thrust as well, where the motor spins the other
Where it can
direction.
back up for you.
Oh,
You
really?
take it, flip a switch and it'll push itself backwards. Basically, you can stop really fast if you wanted to.
Oh.
Your turn again.
My turn again?
Actually,
I'm not gonna do
I think the
anything.
battery.
I gotta
Let's see.
clock out.
Oh,
in
yeah, that's
a
right.
couple of minutes.
Yeah. Well, we're going to end our live video here, so it's hope you guys enjoyed that and the little flight of the E-flite Night Timber X. So stay tuned for our next few videos. So we're at 9.